Hello everyone, I'm Caroline and today we're going to be making some pockets to go in your journal. I've made 6 pockets and by the powers of time travel we're going to go right back to the start and find out just how easy it is. But I would say, before you run away screaming, pockets, impressive looking pockets like this that are so pretty, are really easy to make. There are hardly any steps and I know you can do it. I'm convinced that you will be able to make pockets like this or even better because you are so creative and you are going to get this in no time at all. So come on, let's travel back in time and go back to before the pockets existed. So as if by magic, here we are with my book with no pockets in. So let's have a look at some pockets you can make, and we'll start off with the most basic pocket that you can think of. So for this we'll need a piece of paper. Let's have a look. I've got some. Now I would like to say that this is the most organised video ever, slick and spot on, but it's probably not going to be. I've got things dotted everywhere because I'm in the middle of getting a new studio, so my supplies are just spread right through the house. So this may be a little disjointed as I run off and find something, but I'll cut that bit out, and so by the magic of video, it won't take me long. Right, so we're going to make a... Where's it gone? Here's my journal. We're going to make a simple pocket. Now the first colour here is purple. It looks a bit pinky on the camera, but that is purple. So we'll go for some purple papers. I don't think there are any purples in this. No, they're all really pinks, so that's no good. And then... I think this is going to be greens and pinks. Yep, lots of pinks. Now that's quite a purpley colour. Let's have a look at that by there, see if we like it. Yes, I like that. So we'll use a piece of this paper. Move those others out of the way, and we're now going to make a simple pocket. I haven't got my ruler. Ta-da! So first of all, you need to know the size of your page, because if you make it too big, then it's going to hang over the edges. So the size of this page is 6 inches. So I want to put my pocket in a little bit from each edge. Apologies for the colour on my fingernails, it's all dark ink again. Look at that, I've got brown under there. I'm always mucky. So I think if we come in 1/2 inch from either side, so we'll make the pocket 5 inches wide. Now you can either mark it and cut it with the scissors, or I like to use my paper cutter because it's just so fast and easy, especially if I'm making a video. Saves you hanging around watching me measure. So we want this pocket to be 5 inches deep. I don't mind cutting this whole length of paper at 5 inches because I will be using more 5-inch pockets in this journal, so it'll come in handy. And it's a size journal I regularly make, so that's not a problem. Cut it up there, and that should be 5 inches. That, don't throw it away. We'll be using that later. If you've got a piece of that shape, you may not have. Anyway, how deep do we want this pocket to be? Let's get our journal out again and have a look. Now we can put a really narrow one in, like that, but we're not going to. I'd like to have a little bit more meaty pocket, so let's have a look. We'll go for, get my ruler out, if we go that height I think, so we'll go for about 2.5 inches. Right, we'll cut a 2.5 inch strip off there. Put it there. Always make sure you've got this pushed against the edge when you cut, if you're new to using a paper cutter, otherwise you'll get a wonky line. Now that, if you stick it on 3 sides, it was pretty that side too. If you stick this on 3 sides, put it in there, you've got yourself a pocket. How easy was that? But we're not going to stop there. We're going to do more. Now one thing you can do is ink the edges. So I got one of these little inkers and some brown ink. Everybody uses the Tim Holtz one, but I just got a cheap one from Hobbycraft, so it does me okay at the moment. I just gently rub the edges. Now you don't even need one of these. If you haven't got one, you can use your whole ink pad. It's not quite as easy to control. Oh, I do love that noise. And across the top. And then if you glue it in on 3 sides, you've got your little pocket. But You can do something a little more interesting with that if you've got a paper punch. This is a 1-inch circular paper punch. I always turn it upside down. I can see what I'm doing. And just sort of halfway, cut that, ink over that edge again. And now, whoa, that's lifted the pocket up a little and made it a bit more interesting. And still very, very easy. Now, if you haven't got a 1-inch paper punch, then if I make another one, 2.5 inches, wasn't it? Check it with you because I forgot. So we've now got another one. Now this is a little bit, find my scissors, this is a little bit of a less standard way of doing it. Now, very carefully, rather than measure, I do that. I know I'm lazy. And then just cut a V, like that. Like that. Pull your V out. Tidy it up if you didn't quite get into the V like me. And then ink it up. And some people will prefer the geometric look to that. I think it's got a look all of its own. So you've got a round one and you've got a V one. I don't think my V is very straight, but that doesn't matter. 2 different ways of adding a little bit of spice to your pocket. But let's add a little bit more spice. I don't think that's spicy enough. So let's get out something to put on the pocket. Let's have a little look in my tub of obscurity, which are just a few little things that I've popped in here. That's purple, but will that make the purple look even more pink now? Probably will. I like it though. We'll hang on to that. And I got some little purple strips from where I've been doing some cloth weaving. I'll have to do a video on cloth weaving to show you how to do that. It's really simple, as is everything I do. I don't like doing technical things. Right, what have we got in here? Various bits and bobs, but nothing purple. Right, why have I not got much purple? I'll have to go in search of purple bits and bobs. I've got some purple there, but I think it's, no, it's just the edge of, that's the way it's supposed to go. Oh, I like that. So we'll take that out. Now I know it looks a little bit crazy, but don't panic, we're going to do something about that. Now we can either stick that on there. Now if it was a plain piece of card, let's find you a plain piece of card, like this. You stick something like that on, it looks lovely. But if you stick it on something that's really crazy flowery, it's not so pretty. So what I'm going to do is try putting something behind it. And then you've got 2 layers and it looks even more clever, and all you've done is stuck 2 things on. So I could use some purple there. Oh, I think this might look nice. Got that little white flower there. I put the tail there and then put those on top. Still not visible enough. Right, so we're going for some cream. Let's have a look here. I like to, rather than cut it, I like to tear it. Gives it a nicer edge, about there. Take it all the way down. Right, what's that doing for width? Still a little bit wide. Take a bit more off it. That'll come in useful for something. I'm trying not to become a hoarder, but it really is difficult because you can use so many scraps on so many different things. Right, that's a better end. So if we chop that about there, do you think? Put some of the ends off. That there. And put our flower on the top there. What do you think? I like that. I think it's pretty. So I think we'll go for it. Now, one problem we've got if you use something like PVA glue is that it'll wrinkle all your papers and things. So I use this clear gel tacky glue. And that is pretty good for sticking just about anything. I put a little bit on the back of the fabric, which is always difficult because the fabric wants to stick to the nozzle. Nobody's going to swing on this, so you don't have to put tons and tons of glue and get it right to the edge. And I think that if it doesn't come quite to the edge, it sticks up a little bit and looks prettier. There we go. Pop that on there. And now a little bit more on the back of the pretty bit. Whatever you picked, whether it's something floral or an old ticket, anything like that, pop it on. And that stands out. Now, you can ink that. I suppose I could. Shall I ink it? Go on then. I think I've got time. Got to be really quick. Ooh, quick, 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 quick. I don't ink everything. But then, quite often I'm not inking something and then I think, oh no, I really want to. And I have before now had to peel it off. Even when the glue was done. There we go. And I like to leave some little scruffy edges on. Again, you may not. It's completely up to you to do what you fancy. So you've made yourself a jazzed up pocket. Very impressive. Told you it was easy, didn't I? Now, on this one, we've got a pocket. But let's make a pocket to go on the pocket. So, for that, we need another piece of contrasting card. The best way to contrast with all that fussiness is with completely plain cards. So have I got any purple in here? I'm supposed to have every colour of the rainbow. I don't see any purple at the moment. Orange, brown, red. Aha, is that purple there? No, it's brown. Aha, there we go. That's purple. Now that makes a lovely contrast. So there are two ways to do, you can either do a sort of tuck pocket or a pocket pocket. Now if you want to, I'll show you both. So we want this to be to about, I don't like measuring. I watch a lot of Pam at the Paper Outpost and she doesn't measure. It's wonderful. I'm quite happy never to measure again in my life. I'm such a clumsy measurer. Right, so we've got this. Now there are two ways of doing this. You can either stick this down here and you've got a little place to tuck something like that, or you can cut that diagonally. So I think you'll do both. Right, that just happened to my cutter. How did that happen? How do you put it back in? Like that. It wasn't too much of a disaster. So now we want 2.5 centimetres. What am I doing? Cutting it the wrong way. Come on, focus, focus. It's because I've got so much mess around me. Right, that's still not in properly. Let's have a look. What's gone wrong here? I bought this one from Hobbycraft because I wanted one immediately, and I want, really, in the ideal world, I tend to go on Amazon and check up loads and loads of reviews and then decide what I want to buy, but I rushed bought this, and I think now I wish I'd gone on Amazon and bought something a little bit longer lasting. Sorry Hobbycraft, if it's just that I got one that doesn't last very well, but it's not doing very good at all. Right, so we just do an L shape of glue along there, not too much and very close to the edge, and pop it on there like that. Now you can either do it right on the edge, or we haven't inked it. You're going to have to shout to me regularly. You didn't ink it. There we go. And pop that. I don't think we'll put it right to the edge. I think we'll put it there. We can't because it's going to come over the tag there. That's not a problem because before it sticks, I will get my circle cutter and cut a corner off. Talking about cutting corners. No, I don't like the look on that. That's awful, isn't it? And I changed my mind. One square. Whoops, there goes my glue. Two squares. Now with this one, we can on there, down there, and then pop it on like that. And you've got yourself a lovely little tuck spot. But if you want to do a pocket, one alternative. There are so many different alternatives, and once you start making pockets, you keep playing around and finding other ways. What I tend to do there is line up the point of the opposite corners on the little line where it cuts, and then spend about 5 times trying to keep it in place as I shut the thing. There we go. Let's see if that's right. Yep. And then this is going to be a very small one, but it's a cute pocket. And then we'll along the edge, and a little bit along the edge there. Pop that in there. And I'm not going to ink that one. I think that is going to look a little bit if I put a brown ink on it, so I'm not going to ink it. And now we've got, let's get a little tag. Got a very cute little pocket there. There's something else you can do as well. So we'll put those two, we've already made 2 tags. We will now go for a different colour. Let's have a look. The next page is red. So let's have a look for some red. See what we can do with bits of red. Now I've got some red lace there. And somewhere in my pile of papers, you can't see me rummaging through. There. Black and red. There we go. We'll use that. And we'll pull out the black and white just in case we need that too. Right, so we'll make another pocket. But this time we're going to make it along a different line. It's going to look completely different to this, and yet it's exactly the same theory, and you will be impressed at how lovely it looks. Oh, we didn't stick anything on there, did we? We need to stick something on there. Another look in this tub of obscurity. I've just been cutting all these out when I was on holidays. I'm not very good at fussy cutting, but I love doing it anyway. Isn't that what matters? Ooh. What should we do? Should we put those... Oh, we could put them facing each other. They look like they're fighting. That's not very heart-like, is it? We could put one overlapping the other there, or we could put them... Have I got another one? Things tend to work better in 3s for some reason. 1, 2, 3. No. Flowery shape. Yes, I like that. So there we go. You could just do anything. If you've got something you can stick on, just stick it on. Don't worry if it's not what people traditionally use. Right, I've got this now. This is much faster to stick things on. Now, the jury is out apparently over how much archival quality there is in this sort of glue. I'm terrible for getting it everywhere. So if you're making something for yourself, it doesn't matter. If you're making it to sell, perhaps double check that it is going to be up to the job that you're going to use it for. I think I've seen some people say it comes through fabric and makes like a gooey mess after a few years. There we are. I think that's much prettier now. So we pop that over there. And now we'll go for our red pocket. We finally got you. So we can use... It's always good to have a look. You've got an idea in your mind, but don't be tied to your thoughts and your ideas. Play about with it afterwards. Right, we're going to go for this one. And I'm going to cut this 5 inches wide because our page is 6 inches. Oh, look at that poor piece of paper left in there. Right, open it out. It's not very eventful, is it? I think I'll turn it the other way. There's more flowers on it this way. I'm not sure if I want more flowers on it, but it seems like a good idea. Shut the lid down. Always take the paper bit to the end, unlike me, and then... Right, now for the fun part. No, I'm going to completely change my mind. I want it 4 inches wide. I think I'd like a little bit more of the paper showing around the outside of this pocket. Seeing as we spent all our time dyeing it, it would be nice to see as much of it as possible. And down we go. Right, so this is now 4 inches wide. So now I'm going to cut a 5-inch piece off this. Don't panic, this looks really scary, but it isn't. There we go, you've just got yourself a nice lump of paper. Now, I'm going to cut this one 5 inches long too. Like that. Hey, what are we going to do? You may remember this pocket from the beginning. It's a really clever idea. Now, I am going to cut this diagonally. Which one shall I cut? Yes, I'll cut that one diagonally. No, I'm going to cut this one diagonally, I think. Let's have a look. If we put it... No, neither of them are going to be better than the other. I'll cut this one diagonally. It doesn't matter that much. Sometimes we can end up obsessing over some very small detail. It doesn't make a lot of difference, especially after we've embellished. We're only covering basic embellishments today, but I will make a video on some really schmancy embellishments. Right, so this now should in theory fit there, which it does. And now I've got this piece here as well. What am I going to do with this? I'm going to cut the bottom off. In that way, make sure that is the bottom. Yes. Not that I've ever made a mistake when I'm doing this sort of thing and cut the wrong bit off. Right, pop that in there, pop that down there, chop that off there. Now we got 3 pieces and we're going to make a double pocket. Like that. Now I know it looks a bit messy, but don't worry about that because we're going to put some edging down here. And if you had a smaller design, like if I decided to go for this, which possibly should have, then I just had an idea. Developing again all the time, changing my mind, which is good because it just goes to show that the creative juices are flowing. I wonder why they call them the creative juices. So we want that 4 inches wide. And then we want to cut it 5 inches high. There. And then we want to cut it diagonally. Again, all this cutting can be done with the scissors. It just takes a little bit more time, a little bit more care. And I'm not very good with that sort of thing. There, I think that's pretty diagonal. Much bigger with a bigger piece because you can hold it there as you shut the lid down. Very difficult with a smaller piece. Right, now, if I've measured this correctly, don't hold your breath, I probably haven't, then that now will go there. Oh, now we're talking. Look at the difference it makes just by adding some different papers. Oh yes. Well, I was going to put some lace down here, but I like the simplicity of that. Now you can add lace if you wanted to. I've got one here somewhere. This is one I've made in pink, and I put some lace on there. And let's get something to put in the pocket. Doesn't really match. There's the pocket there and the pocket there. And I think that was upside down, is it? I'm not sure. Oh, those roses look upside down, but they don't. Oh well. And I've just put a little bit of lace there as well. But you can see embellishing it up makes it look really cute and sweet and countryside if you've got lots of flowers or country garden. But I haven't. I've got this and I love the modern look. This is going to be such a jumble of different things. But isn't a rainbow a jumble of different colours? Right, so I'm going to use this again, I think. And it's so easy to do. You just need to be very careful. You want to do the L shape. You don't want the diagonal. So down the L shape. Get ourselves some space. There we go. Make sure you're happy with the... Should we put it that way? Yes, I think we put it that way. Now be careful, this tape is not even vaguely forgiving. When you've put it down and pressed it down, it's probably not going to come back off again. So we have the first pocket. Now I'll take the second pocket, not the diagonal, remember, the L shape. The only problem with this is it assumes you know how to do a straight line freehand, which, as you can tell, I don't. I could call my channel Clumsy Art. It's good to show that even if you are clumsy, you can still turn out something beautiful. It just takes a little bit more effort. And then we're going to, again, very carefully stick that with that one attempt there. Now that is absolutely gorgeous, I think. I think that is one of the prettiest pockets I've done. So we've got, how many have we got now? 1, 2, 3 pockets. I think we can do a few more. Let's have a look at another colour. Oh, we didn't use any lace. Oh dear. Right then, so we're going to use some lace. Now, I've got no idea what to do with this. So what I tend to do at that point is to just look at it, look at what I've got and decide if there is anything I can do with it. It's no good putting the lace between that and that because there's not enough contrast. What I could do is I'm trying not to go too much into the embellishment, so I'll put that away and we'll do that another time. Right, so the next page is orange. I got impatient and wanted to try this lace I bought, so I've just stuck this on the side and it's great. It's not quite a pocket or a tuck, but don't tell anybody and I won't, see? Add a little side tag like that and looks so pretty when you've got a couple of these down the side of your journal. So we need something orange. Let's have a look. I know, I'll go on to the yellow page because it's something I want to show you. It's something I want to try myself actually. And it's like a yellow card and it says somewhere that you can sand the top surface. I think it was on the other piece. I've got this yellow to go with it, but I've got some sanding paper somewhere be in the word. Right, for the yellow page, let's clear some mess here. I'm very messy today because I've got nowhere to put things. Let's clean that bit of tape off there. Right, here are 2 yellows. Now this one, apparently you can sand the surface. So before I do anything with it, I'm going to give it a try and let's see how it goes. That was an awful lot of work just to make it look a little bit older. No, I don't like that. I'm not going to sandpaper it again. But we need to make another pocket. So what sort of pocket are we going to make this time? We've got... Now they will contrast nicely there if we put some yellow under it. Again, always check the other side when you've got double-sided papers. It gives you some inspiration. Ooh. Let's cut this one in half. Make a start on our inspiration journey. I was going to plan out every pocket that I did and then do it again to show you. And I did some, but then I thought, oh, I don't know, I quite fancy just winging it, seeing how it goes. That's what I've ended up doing. So we got those, yeah, you can see now they don't look so pretty. I wonder if we put that one behind, then that one, then that one. Is that going to look any prettier, do you think? I don't know. Not convinced. I'm going to use this one. It's not a proper yellow colour, but that doesn't matter. It hasn't got to be really sickly coordinating. It just has to tie in a little bit. So I think we'll make ourselves I've got myself a 6-inch piece now and I didn't want it. Let's cut this little bit off the end. This is cut and paste paper. See, this is the problem with this Hobbycraft one. It doesn't open up very easily. Cut and paste, Heartthrob, Amy Tangerine. So we'll make this 5-inch wide pocket. And then we'll make it 3 inches deep. there. And we'll ink the edges. Like that. Oh, I think we'll do a little circular cutout on this one too. So, put that there. Halfway, if you're careful, you can just crease that and then see where halfway comes. Oop, like that. And then ink this edge in here. This is a perfect fit for my little blending tool. It's a little blue glass liner from an old something or other. I just had it with lots of other things. The original container wasn't with it, just the glass inner, so I thought, I'll use that. Works perfectly. Right, so we've got this here, but we could do with something else on it. A little bit of embellishment. So let's have a look. This is some butterfly ribbon. So we can either put a row of butterflies along the bottom. You there, you can't see what I'm doing. Or I could just cut, I'm just going to cut one off for now. While I have a think. I'm going to ink the edge of that. It's at this point I end up getting very messy fingers. Round there, right the way round. We've got a nice aged butterfly tag that could go there, couldn't it? I've got this. I'm going to use this too. So I'm going to cut probably 2/3 of that off to keep. And here it again. So it is about 7 centimeters. If we cut 5 centimeters off. No, we want to cut 2 centimeters off because we're the wrong way. There. And I'm going to find the middle again very carefully. This is not the best way to do it, but it is the quickest. Put your ends together like that and just crease the top half. More ink, we want more. Mainly because I like the noise. Way round. Yeah, I think that's going to go nicely there. And I've got my little butterfly. There we go. I use my tacky glue then. I can glue the fabric on as well. That goes there. As you can see, they didn't line up perfectly. And a little bit of tacky glue on the back there. Just a little bit. Give it a rub. Like that. Put my little butterfly. Oh yes, what a cute little butterfly there. So there's another tag. But you may not have any of these fancy papers. So let's see how you can make a tag really cheaply with no fancy papers. Move this out of the way. Right, so how can you make a tag without having all these fancy papers? Well, I'm going to show you 2 different ways. I've got this is the card off my applicator blending tool. And I'm going to go for taking this bottom bit off here. Like that, pop it in. Shut that down. I don't know if this will cut card. Yep, I usually do it with the scissors. Right, so there we have a really boring, not very clever piece of tag. Not to worry, because you can either, and I'll do this on the one side very carefully if you've got some thick card like this, take off the top layer like that. Doesn't always come off in one, but you can take it off. Ooh, taking a bit too thick a chunk there. And then if you wanted to use something like this fabric, you won't see, if you use it, say on this side, you can see everything through it. But if you've taken a layer off, you do that. Yep, that tears nicely. So I want to, I think I'll make it, So we'll cut this roughly to size. Like that. Put some, I keep putting this down the wrong way up. Now I'm down to the last dregs of it. It takes forever to squirt it down to the end. There we are. And a little bit of a, not quite sure how you spell, clean the glue off your mat. Rub it in. Because you're using fabric, you don't want tons and tons of this. I haven't gone very well to the edges, have I? Go down the edges a little bit. Oops, like that. Then get your fabric, get the right side of your fabric, rub it over, and you've got yourself a really nice piece of card. But there's still some work to do on it. This is the point where you end up with everything sticks to your fingers. I'm going to get a wet wipe. There we go. I'm feeling very unorganised today. I'm hoping this is holding together for you. I'm cutting around the edge now, getting all the excess lace off. Now, if you're using, like me, your best fabric scissors, be careful not to accidentally cut any card. Like that. When my house is a mess, my brain is a mess. I'm like that. Thing is, I live with a man who, when the house is a mess, he feels most comfortable. So it's a bit like that Jack Sprat and the fat situation. Now, what a lovely pocket. I don't think my punch is going to go through the fabric, so we'll probably leave that as it is. A bit of fabric sticking up. That's a little bit hanging off. Let's chop that. There. So we've got that. Now, if you're going to stick it straight in your book, you don't need to do the back, so we can just leave the back as it is. But another way, you can do something like this. Get yourself some paper. We don't need the whole piece because we're only doing a pocket. So we'll take it to about there. That's going to be the depth of the pocket we want. And then, where's my glue stick? Oh yes, it fell on the floor. So this is just an old dictionary that was falling apart. So it's no good for anybody. Pull out a piece of dictionary paper. Then I'm going to fold it 3 times because it's a bit flimsy for a pocket. But if you fold it like that, you then give it a little bit of integrity. Don't cut with your fabric scissors. Nearly did. That's why I have this little red piece here. So whenever I pick it up, I see that red and think, no, they're the fabric scissors. I'm going to, no, I think I'll just fold that top bit over as well. A little bit more glue and whoops, fold that over. Now, one word of warning when you do this, just be careful what words are on your dictionary bit for anything that's going to be showing, because before now I've gone, oh no, look, it's got something really nasty there. And then I've had to throw it away and make another tag. So you've got some integrity in this. Now you can just stick some embellishments on if you want to. You could stick a piece of fabric with what we got here. What colour page were we doing? I think we were doing the yellow page. I think it's going to end up mainly orange though. We don't have many yellow embellishments at the moment either. Oh, that's cute. What do you think? Think that's cute? Or is it me? I think that's cute. A little bit of white would be nice on it too. Can we tear this? What do you reckon? Is it too fat or too thin? Just a bit of snip to take a fair bit off. Yep, we just made it. Right, so we could glue that there. And we could glue that. Where could we put that? If we do that. Never rush this process. Never think, oh, I'm taking too long. This is the fun. Is trying to figure out how to make things look pretty or cute or beautiful or whatever effect you're looking for. Right, so we'll snip that there. Definitely going to use that, but I don't know, not quite sure how. Should we stick it? Oh, so many choices. I like it like that, but then you can't see so much of the spotty bits. And if I'm going to do that way, I want the fluffy edge. There, this is so therapeutic to do. You can just lose yourself for hours doing this sort of thing. And then we can put that flower along there. Oh, I like that. Right, so I'm going to... these edges, shall I? I've got one sort of scruffy edge and one neat edge. Let's tear them. Whenever you're tearing edges, always the bit you want to throw away, tear upwards. It just gives you a little bit of thin paper on the edge of the bit you're keeping that will ink up much easier. I'll try and make it a little bit ragged. You can get one of those tearing rulers. I haven't got one. But I do wonder how, with my finger dexterity, I would manage to tear off little pieces anyway. I don't think I could get a grip if the ruler was holding it down, if you see what I mean. Right, now, I've made a little... No, I haven't. I thought I'd done it upside down. So we'll ink the edges, as we always do. What we usually do, mainly because I love to ink the edges. One day I'll have to make a journal with no inking allowed. I wonder if I'll cope. But this is a bit wet, so it may not punch. We'll give it a go. A little quick fold so we can find the middle. Put it there, and here we go. Is it going to work? Oh, yes. There we go. Oh, very nice. Right, tacky glue. On the back of this one. I'm doing a little tiny bit, because I don't particularly want the edges of this stuck. I like them to have a little bit of freedom. Blow around in the wind, if there was wind. And then a little bit on the top of there, just a teeny. Ah, wait a minute, before we do, let's check how long that is. Right, it's coming to there, so don't put too long a strip on. Up to there. Pop that on. Like that. Then we get our flower. That's going to go there. I think there may be enough glue to hold that, but we'll give it a bit more because I don't want to risk it falling off. There. And put that there. Oh, I really like that. I'll show you. There's another one done. They're so quick and easy to do, and you can just do anything you like. If something takes your fancy, just go for it. Right, so we've got this red one here. Now we need an embellishment on there, don't we? Now again, we could put some of that across. That'd look quite nice, but a bit bare. I've got... Whoops, everything's falling. What about this? Move that out of the way so I don't accidentally use it. This jute tape. Got this from Watt. I think it was like £1. Ooh. I like it, but I think it's too fat. So what I think I'll do is I'll cut it there. You can be very careful. You could use your fabric scissors on it and then later realise it's actually paper backed. So I'm going to cut this in half. Like that. I think they said it was self-adhesive. Let's find out. Is it, or am I going to have to glue it? Oh no, it's self-adhesive. So let's check before we do any more. Where's it going? Are we going to put it there? Or there? There, I like. Yes, right at the top. Okie dokie, so here we go. Pull it off. Like that. Right. I think this is going to be one of those, you have one chance. situations too, so be very careful. Oh yes, I do like that. It still needs something though. Still needs something. I don't know. Looks like it's running uphill, doesn't it? If I can squidge it down a bit. There we go. We need something on there. Let's have a look in here. We could put a butterfly. I put a lot of butterflies. I think it's because I've got a lot of butterflies. An email ticket. Too similar. Too big. Too big. Ooh, I could cut one of those. I get my paper cutter because that way I can check. Just put it up there that it is going to cut it without cutting the next one. Down here. You can see through the little gap there. I think I may end up be ashamed to. One, it'll be in the way, and two, it'll ruin the second butterfly. Let's try. Oh, we made it. I think we'll take a little bit off each edge too. With the scissors, easier and quicker. One, two, and just for the fun of it, we link it. I will be really glad when I've got my studio all set up. I was like, oh, as soon as we decided I had a studio, I started cleaning the room out, thinking that everything was going to be sorted quickly, and it hasn't been. And oh, the house is worse now because everything is mid-transition. I can't find anything. Right, so we'll glue this on with some tacky glue. Hopefully in the next, let's try not to be too over enthusiastic, 2 weeks. Then I'll be able to film from my new studio and I'll just have everything to hand. And then you get one of these and I'll lean over and there it is. So there's another tag. Now we've made these tags but we need to stick them in. So let's get my journal back up. And I'll clear some space. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Like that. One thing I've been careful of when I've got my new desk is that it hasn't got lots of legs. I love these like triangular stands with 4 feet on for either end of the work surfacey type top. But then trying to clean that would have been a nightmare. So I've just gone for a cupboard either end. Very simple because I'm not a big fan of spending hours cleaning. Right, so here's our book. Let's see how many tags we've made. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tags. Right, now they need to go into the book. Or the journal. So the first one was for the purple tags, wasn't it? So we'll put that one. How many have we got? Got 2, so we could put 2 on the same page, but I think that's a little bit boring. I think it's a little bit unadventurous, so I'm not going to. I'm going to put that one there. So let's get, where's my roller? Now, don't glue the top. If you haven't cut anything out, be careful not to glue the top, otherwise you don't have yourself a pocket. There. There. Also, if you do glue, be careful not to put your tag in too soon. Otherwise you could accidentally stick it through the glue a little tiny bit and then it's glued in forever, which is going to be really frustrating. So there's that one. And got a few tags here. Let's try them out. That's going to go in there. And we've also got this little tack here that we can put in something like that. Right, so that's looking good. Let's turn over and take this out because they're not where they're going to stay forever. And let's have a look at this one. Now, you can with these make them into a tack rather than a pocket where you could put them in there. Well, I suppose it's still a pocket and do it that way. But I don't want to do it that way because I've stuck the flowers on this way. Simple reason. So I think I'll put that there. But should I put something underneath to make it pretty? What about a bit of this old-fashioned lace? That's nice. Oh yes. If I do that, would I stick it underneath? Or would I stick it up? Oh, I could do it just along the page there, up a bit, so you can see the scalloping. And then put it there. Or I could have that hanging down. Oh, so many choices. And then hold it down with that. What should I do? I think I'll leave it on the page. No, I want to put it down. Oh, decisions. I am terrible with decisions. If I put it there, then you can see the roses. Right, I'm going for there. So I'm going to cut that about there. Like that. And I'm going to put it so the roses have got some sort of backing. And cut that end off there, which is a bit of a mess. It's still too wide, but I'll sort that in a minute. So that's going there, and then I think we'll put that on top. So tacky glue, tacky glue. There, rub it with finger. You don't have to go right down to the end because it doesn't matter if it flaps a little bit. And put that there, the right way. Yep. I love some of these vintage laces and antique laces. I think this one's antique. There, got a bit on my finger, so nope, that's not going to do it. Problem here is this piece is creased now. If I was a very efficient person, I would have ironed it all before I started. But I'm not, so I didn't. There. Now we're going to have to put some right the way along the top, like that. And stick it down like that. Oh yes, very nice. Clean my finger off, and now cut level with the page. That. And then we're going to stick our tag on there. So we'll use this again. Do it over here because I'm notorious for going off the edge of the tag. Really badly there. Now this is turning into a very flowery journal, but you can make it less flowery. Make it, you could even do it based on cars or mechanical things or anatomy, anything like that, to try to get it a little bit less floral and twee, for want of a better word, even though I like twee. Right, so this one now we have a little pocket there and a pocket there. We'll come back and do other things on other parts of the pages, and just showing you what we're doing today with pockets. Right, we've got our red pocket here, and this is a reddish pocket. Which I think because that one's so pretty, then we'll put this one here, so it's sort of a botanical double spread. Let me put that up the top though. On the middle? In the middle, I think. I don't know why, but I'm putting it in the middle. Oh, it's much easier to hold it up. You can see what I'm doing then. There we go, and we're putting it in the middle. Committed now. Oink, down he goes. And we got another place to put something in there. Now I could have not stuck the top here. I did consider it, and then we'd have a little tiny tuck to stick something in or pocket in there. But I think it would just get in the way of the one here, so I think that's better. There we go. Oh, we're really ploughing ahead now. And I'm going to leave a few pages because I don't want all the red pages taken up, and I'll go to the back for this one. So where should we put it? We can put it up the top, down the bottom, we can put it offset. I like offset, and then I'm going to embellish all around here. So yep, that's what we'll do. Now I've got the two tuck spots here, but I'm also going to turn this into a side pocket, I think. I could turn it into a top pocket like that, but I think I'll turn it into a side pocket. So now I need to stick there, there and there. That there, move that card out of the way. There we go. Stuck in there. So now we've got something we can put in there, something we can put in there, and we can put something in there. You can put something quite large in there. Not quite that large, but I chop a bit off the end there. Whoopsie. I touched that and thought, whoops, no, that's not my paper scissors. I really recommend something like that, just so you notice. I'm very protective of my fabric scissors. Nobody's allowed anywhere near it. Thing is, this is so expensive to get a really good quality one. There we go, that would fit in there. Take our tags out. What else do we have? We have, this one was purple, wasn't it? So let's find a purple page again. Go to the back. Put that in there. If you use one of these and you run over the sides, if you very carefully and quickly, don't take your time over it, tap the edges under, they'll stick to themselves, if you see what I mean. Right, we're putting that there. Oh, I think that looks lonely. I don't know why. Ooh, let's see if we can straighten that up. Yep, we've got it just in time. I think that looks lonely. It needs a butterfly. I can't turn that page unless it's got a butterfly to keep it company. Look at my butterfly tub. Or bag. Put a butterfly, or should we put something else? I don't like those. Oh, got a sideways on butterfly. Oh, let's have a look what we can do with that. Take these out of the way. That's not the butterfly. Where's the butterfly? Oh yes, I like that. Right then, let's go in there. Oh yes, definitely the right decision. Sometimes you do this and it's not, but that is. And then you've got your tuck there, or your pocket there, and your pocket there, and a pretty butterfly. It goes a little bit with that one. And we've got a final little tag, which is, now you can see there, I hope that tacky glue dries out. We're going to stick this, it's not a tag, is it? I keep calling them tags and they're pockets. If you hear me say something stupid like that, just ignore me and carry on. I'm awful for getting the wrong word. I think that'll look nice on an orange page. So yep, we'll pop that on an orange page. One thing to remember is these pockets can be any depth you want them to. You can make them really narrow, or you can make them really shallow or really deep. You could make one at this height if you wanted to. There are no rules when it comes to tags. I want to use a person. Do you think she's the sort of person who would have flowers like that? Oh, I got a little girl, but she's sitting down and I've got nothing to sit her on. She could sit on the edge of my pocket. Oh yes, yes, definitely. She's going to be sitting on the edge of that pocket. Right, sit down then. Have your dress hanging down a little bit. There we go. Oh, I didn't check the words. What do we got? Complicated, complicate, compliment, complacent. Oh, we're okay. Nothing nasty on there. Oh yes, I think that looks really cute. And this is the thing, you can just take one thing that you hadn't even thought about. A pocket was really pretty, but now you put her on it. Oh yes. So just a quick review on how easy it is. Get yourself a square or an oblong. Stick down three sides, you've got yourself a pocket. You can cut out a little divot or whatever you call it there. You can ink the edges, you can stick something on, you can stick 2 things on, you can stick 5 things on, you can stick something under the pocket that you're sticking on. And these are all just variations on the same thing. This was just 2 squares and we cut the one square in half and cut a bit off the bottom. This one, I think this is my favourite. And that's purely because of the colours though, because it's exactly the same. It is so basic and simple. It's just, when you look at it, a pocket with a pocket on top and two things stuck on it. It really is that simple to make something that looks absolutely wonderful. This, a folded piece of paper with a little bit of glue stick, stick a few bits on it, ink the edge. I cut this here and look what we got. Absolutely beautiful little piece of art, all miniature little artworks, and so easy, so simple, so effective, and it's a great way to fill up your journal. So that is pockets, which are super easy to make. As I showed you, I know you can do it. I know you can make ones even prettier than mine. So go for it, give it a try. I'm going to be making belly bands and tags to go into the pockets next time. So if you subscribe, you'll get to know as soon as I put that video out. If you've enjoyed this video, found it useful, please give me a thumbs up and let me know if you give tags a try, and let me know how much you enjoy making them. I really love making them. I could settle down for hours. It is so relaxing, so therapeutic, and you can't get it wrong. Which is the sort of creative work that I love. You make what you want. If you like it, it's fine. So I'll see you all next time, but until then, don't forget, draw every day and have fun. Bye.